on a take-a-look special years in the making. The mission is back, bigger, bolder, more impossible than ever.
I need you to trust me. One last time.
Tom Cruise returns as Ethan Hunt, the only man who treats gravity like a suggestion.
This explains the handcuffs. It's still not clear why he's here.
From death-defying in air, in water, in ice, we're going behind the scenes on the set with the cast and crew of chaos that made movie history.
In fairness, the bomb was actually meant to kill him.
Haley Atwell, Simon Pegg, Angela Bassett, and Tom Cruise suiting up to talk secrets, sacrifice, and stunts that make your knees sweat.
Everything you've done has come to this.
We've got global chaos, underground tech, and a villain you can't see coming. Your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to take a look. This open's gonna self-destruct in 5, 4, 3, 2, take a look! Yep, as advertised, this is it. The Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 2, the final Mission Impossible special. Tom Cruise runs pretty much the entire movie. I'm not going to do that for the special. I'm going to stop and smell the London roses. What's up, Big Ben? All right, in the meantime, this movie means so much to me. Bittersweet because for 30 years I've been talking to Tom Cruise and the cast about it. Let's go back a couple years.
You know, and as I look around, look, there's the lunar lander over there, the Spirit of St. Louis up there.
I know.
What is it about that spirit of adventure that you have in common with those
Yeah,
guys?
incredible. You know, I love aviation since my whole life. Since I was a little kid, I'm a pilot. And, you know, I just don't know. I mean, it's just who I am. I was always climbing trees to the top of them in the windy days, and you know, couldn't wait to skydive and learn how to fly and drive and ride motorcycles.
And you've done it again, having chased you around in Sevilla, Spain that one time on a motorcycle.
That was a lot of fun. That was a lot of fun.
You ever get tired of it?
Never.
That is awesome. It's a hell of a lot of fun. But I happen to notice you did that all day long and you were having as much fun at the end. So when everybody's making a big deal of you doing your own stunts in the movies like this, I think you dream of something you want to do and you write it into a movie.
That's exactly it. I train, whether it's dancing or singing, or you know, we're constantly, you know, building on different skill sets and then putting it in films.
And when you watch it, is there any part of you that can step out of all of the technique and look at it the way we do and just say, that's a beautiful frame, that's a good shot?
There's some times when I'm looking at it, you know, I can't really have the full impact, obviously, that you're having, but when we're looking at it, and I'm constantly thinking, is it enough? We're pushing, and I always know when we finish the film, you know, I always evaluate what can I do better.
Amazing new ways to do amazing new stunts. Wait till you see them on the biggest screen possible. The other VIP in this movie, not so much for doing stunts, but for being the president. I sat down with Madam President. That would be Oscar-winning Angela Bassett to talk about all that this means. Take a look.
Madam President, how does that feel?
Feels pretty good.
Looked great on you.
Oh, thank you.
Love to see that happen.
You like to?
Yeah. I can't imagine the amount of duress that your character is in. A couple days ago, my phone got stolen. My security was stolen. And so for the last 24 hours, I've been dealing with cybersecurity. So tense. But I can't imagine having the entire world that might be going wrong if I don't get this right. How about you? How'd you play that?
Oh, how did I play that? Well, you know, I'm surrounded by colleagues who, you know, have their various areas of expertise. You know, you always look for great counsel, get great counsel, and then, but ultimately, the decision, if it rests with you, it rests with you.
They say Mission Impossible, but at the very top of this mission, pretty much towards third act, is you. Without plot spoiling, how does it feel to know that you were kind of controlling the destiny of this movie and how it's going to end?
I didn't feel that way in the moment.
What's the most satisfying thing about being part of this franchise and seeing it go the distance?
Oh my gosh. Of course, to work with Tom and McQuarrie, two individuals. I mean, they have such a simpatico relationship, and to see that play out, to see the, you know, the mutual love and respect that they have with each other, and the desire to just make the best movie experience for an audience as possible. I mean, they are relentless in that pursuit.
Tom's character, many of the characters in this movie they're at an age where they're considering their point in life, what their career has meant. You still got a tremendous career ahead of you, but looking back, what's it all meant?
It's been a blessed time. You know, someone who discovers early enough in life what she wants to do, is able to study, you know, to dream of it, to study, to get experience behind, to slowly make her way through it, and have opportunity to work with incredible people, wonderful stories, impactful stories that audiences have come to love and to appreciate, and they live fondly in their memory of their time sitting in the darkened theater together. It's a great deal. It means a great deal, and I don't take it lightly.
Amen. Your character in this movie, in addition to doing things that we won't give away because people got to go see this movie, you make the world a better place.
Oh,
So good to see you again.
You as
Oh, wait.
well.
This will self-destruct in 5 seconds. See Mission Impossible Final Reckoning because
It won't disappoint.
he still had 2 seconds on the clock.
Standing ovation, Angela Bassett, amazing, the VIP cast member in this movie. Wait till you see it. She's great in everything she does, by the way. All right, coming up next on our half-hour special dedicated to all things Mission Impossible, we'll go around the globe with the cast, including Haley Atwell. Is she the villain or not? Last time around, she might have been. This time around, she might not. Or might. She'll tell you. We sit down next.
Your team has been betrayed, Ethan. All your secrets compromised.
And welcome back. It's Take a Look from London, our half-hour special dedicated to all things Mission Impossible, Dead Reckoning, Part 2. That is a mouthful. I wanted to run this entire episode to tell you that, but I can't do that and get the entire title out. Hey, speaking of the movie, Haley Atwell. You see that? That's the London Eye. All eyes were on her at the end of the last movie because is she the bad person? Do we trust her? Well, guess what? In this new movie, I'm not going to tell you, but I will tap dance around that with her right now. Look.
Nice to see you again.
Nice to see you. Good to be here.
All right, let's talk about Grace. When we first met her, she was kind of the wild card in Part 1. How has she evolved without plot spoiling? Good luck.
She's still pretty unpredictable, and I think she's still capable of making mistakes and getting herself into trouble. I think this one, though, she's not trying to run away from Ethan Hunt as much as she was in the first one. She's very much part of the team, and that's sort of without giving anything away. I think that's there's more of an emotional attachment to what she's doing in this one.
To be connected to Tom in this movie, you're going to be doing some stunts. Mm-hmm. What was the most difficult this time around?
I wouldn't say difficult in the sense it was challenging and exhilarating, which was spending time in the Arctic. To work in an environment of minus 40 degrees and to be living on an icebreaker ship and to having to stop filming to let a polar bear cross our path was, just such a rare experience. I'm never going to be able to have that kind of experience again, so I'm eternally grateful for that opportunity. And I think it lends itself to why the film becomes so thrilling, is it feels it's real, it's visceral, it's raw for us, and it means that the experience becomes immersive for the audience.
Yeah, can we talk about acting tools for a moment? Like, there's a moment, without plot spoiling, that your character has to consider what it might be like to encounter a polar bear. And before you got to that moment, you encountered your first real life in the wild polar bear.
Indeed. And what was amazing, working with Lucy, who plays Topeza, she didn't batter an eyelid. This was an environment that she understood very well, and I loved working with her because our characters don't speak a common language, but we understood each other. We shared a same sense of cause, and we trusted each other immediately. And so that scene that you see with us in the Arctic was entirely improvised. And the feeling of knowing that this person is going to teach me and is going to guide me through this incredibly intense environment, I just felt like I was in great hands with her.
Like 24 hours before I saw this movie, my iPhone was stolen, and I spent the next 24 hours trying to stay one step ahead, closing everything down, and I felt this tension.
Yeah.
When in real life have you felt this kind of tension that your character goes through?
Every time I try and get on the tube in London and try to get from A to B, it's so sort of frenetic, and I'm sort of weaving in and out of crowds and platforms. I think it's just living in urban London is I find very exhilarating. It's a great city to grow up in.
And when you arrive at the destination you hope to go to, do you feel that kind of sense of relief that in these movies, every time their character gets to a destination after a mission, you feel at least momentarily relief?
Yeah, I think it's a wonderful payoff for the audience to have these moments of build-up of tension and then satisfaction. That's what they do so brilliantly in terms of the tone of this film and the kind of musicality of it. And every character has a sense of conclusion and closure that feels, I think, for the audience, that sense of total relief.
Excellent work on this. You deserve all of that and more. Thanks for
Thank
everything.
you. Lovely to meet you. Thank you so much.
Haley is so great in this movie. If you're a Mission Impossible fan, her character does something that is instrumental to things I can't tell you about now. So rather than plot spoil, I'm going to do just what they do in the movie. They keep on moving round the globe. Coming up in a moment, the rest of the cast. We'll be right back. This Take a Look Mission Impossible Takeover continues.
Smart people on every side are close to panicking. What exactly is your plan? I need you to trust me. One last time.
Hey, welcome back to our half-hour take-a-look takeover of Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 2. Much like the movie, is a reunion of friends of sorts. Talking to these people is a reunion. Palm, I've known her for a long time, talking about Guardians of the Galaxy. And Greg, Tarzan Davis, I know from the last Top Gun movie, Maverick. We got to catch up about travel, stunts, Tom, and French. Look.
Good to see you two.
Good to see you.
I'm going to be saying this all day, but you look better now than you did in this movie, under a little duress.
Yes, I mean...
a little tense.
We feel much better, too. We're not stressed out or, almost about to die and all of that craziness that we was put through with this movie.
Palm, your character says so much without saying so much. What kind of challenge is this when you just have to portray rage with saying little?
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's easy to find the rage. I have it inside of me, I'm just like...
Wait, right here?
I'm just like pushing it down every day. I'm like...
Did that start when I came in the room?
No.
Okay.
No, I like you, I think. Be careful. I'm kidding. What was the question?
Saying so much without saying so much.
No, but it's funny because I speak French in the movie, only French. I mean, like maybe I said one sentence in English, so I had to teach French to the other people from the cast. Mm-hmm. But like Tom picks it up really quickly, like everything. He's really good at everything, so he really nailed the accent. I think I taught you some French, but maybe it's not in the movie, right? I don't know. Some things have changed.
Break off a sample. What'd you learn? What French?
Oui, oui.
Oui, oui.
Comment ça va?
Ça va.
Wait.
No. I taught you something.
Yes,
remember?
caca c'est la fou? No.
What?
La caca c'est Sam le cou.
That's so.
That means?
Sam casse les
It's
couilles.
breaking my.
That's what she told me.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to start using it. And did that happen at any course during the making of this movie?
It happens sometimes.
Your character, when we first meet him, it's all about trust. This guy needs to find, do I have trust?
Yeah.
And I'd love, that's one of the most, less stunts taking place. It's kind of a standoff. But such an important scene.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that scene. And we filmed that. That was like one of the last ones we filmed. And, to make that decision to, join the team in that moment for both of us. It was like...
oh my God, I just remembered. We're like holding the guns like that. But when you see the movie, it's just, a few seconds.
Oh, yes.
When you shoot the scene, you have to hold the gun like that for
Ever.
such a long time. And so you start shaking
your arm
a little
is shaking,
bit.
so you're like...
But you can't shake because your character is not supposed to shake because the character is supposed to be holding the gun just for a few seconds. And we're like, oh my God. And like sometimes like on Tom and like I was in the background, I was like kind of like, no, I can't shake.
You gotta keep it up.
So you're like giving all your energy.
The arm is like slowly going down.
And we're like both looking at each other. I was like, oh my God, we have to keep it up. It's just like,
now I'm going to go back and look at the scene and go, are they tense or just tired of holding that prop phone?
Exhausted.
All right, so Tom is going to be bragging, as he should, about raising the bar every time he does with stunts. Mm-hmm. But for each of you, what is the stunt or the day where you got home and said, I did that?
Oh, it'd be all
I mean, the scene that we had to I mean, both of the fights.
Oh yeah, both of the
right?
fights. But I would say
the one with the
specifically,
fire
yeah,
was crazy because we were in these like very warm outfits because we were supposed to be in the Arctic and then we go back in the cottage, and so we have like so many layers.
Yeah.
And we have to do the fight scene from what 10 a.m. until 5 p.m. basically.
it was just because they individually broke us up. Like, okay, this was my day, then that was Palm's
Yeah,
day,
but
we're
we're like
still
doing like
there,
full
behind,
day.
to each other in the background.
And you have to
doing
do the
stuff.
scene over and over, and just like you get exhausted, and it's very hot, and there's like real flames.
This interview is going to self-destruct in 5 seconds.
No, no.
See Mission
Sorry.
Impossible Final Reckoning because...
It is
3.
insane, epic, insanely great.
Hey, look, they made the 5-second destruction deadline. All right, don't move. Coming up in a moment, more of this Take a Look. Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 2 Takeover continues with Churchill. Not really, but Churchill is a nice English guy, so is Simon Pegg, and he's next.
We ready? You're all deputized. This shot's challenging. If you see something wrong, you can yell cut. I would much rather you err on the side of caution and stop the whole movie than somebody get hurt.
As the sun's about to set on this half-hour Take a Look, Takeover, Mission Impossible, Dead Reckoning Part 2, we would be remiss if we didn't talk about Simon Pegg. His character has been going at it for 20 years, saving Tom Cruise Ethan from remote. But this time, not so much so. He's got good reason to be nervous. We talked about it. Take a look.
You look like a secret agent.
You know, I try to lean into it for once. Nice to see you.
You too, man.
What a joy it's been to talk to you for
Thank
this
you.
entire franchise.
I know, 20 years.
You know, you and many of the characters in this are at a certain age, considering their worth and what it's all meant.
Yeah.
If you look back at your whole career, look at what you've done.
I know, it's crazy for me to think like 20 years ago, I shot my first scene for Mission Impossible 3, assuming that I was in as a kind of novelty guest actor. I'd done Shaun of the Dead. Tom and J.J. Abrams loved that movie and said, hey, let's get this guy in. And I thought, sure, I'll go and have a little holiday in L.A., you know, see what it's like to be in a Hollywood movie.
Sure.
20 years later, here we are.
I mean, and in the beginning, the snapshot of it, it could have been just a comic aside, just to break the action every now and then. But I love the growth and the arc that your characters had. And my God, this movie, things are on edge for your character that we can't talk about.
Yeah. Yeah, it's nice. I mean, you know, I think Benji was a sort of comedic character at first, certainly. And you know, as a kind of more sort of everyman, the kind of audience member almost who finds himself in the IMF. But successively over each film, he can't just stay like that. He goes through too much. He experiences too much peril, too much sort of action to just be the same guy he always was. So in this film, you know, he's a very mature and seasoned and serious guy, you know.
At what point do you think has your character ever been on the verge of calling it and walking away?
Oh my God, I think Benji constantly questions his decision to join the field, you know? But the one thing that keeps him where he is his loyalty to Ethan. You know, I think he cares so much about living up to Ethan's expectations, even though that's not something Ethan projects onto Benji. Benji just wants to be there for his friend and not let him down. And that always overpowers his sense of, you know, uncertainty.
Very few times do we see Benji that he's not stressed out, as he should be. There's a lot riding on him. You in real life, I remember seeing you on the set of Part 1, watching from the sidelines, Tom doing these stunts.
Yeah.
I think you truly share this relationship in real life.
I think we do. I look back at the whole thing, and it's a parallel journey. I came from, you know, my sort of lab technician personality was being a small-time filmmaker in the UK who got to, you know, came to Hollywood, and in the same way that Benji came to the IMF field, and Benji got to work with the biggest agent in the IMF, and I got to work with the biggest actor in Hollywood. And so our journeys have been kind of sort of parallel throughout the whole film until now, you know, 20 years later, I feel a lot more at home in this environment than I did when I sort of arrived. And my relationship with Tom has grown and deepened, and, you know, it's a similar kind of thing to Benji and Ethan.
You know, if there were a chance for the movie to come back again for yet another one, let's assume this is it. What would you like to see Benji doing? Like Benji on holiday? And wait, let's explore that. What would that look like if this guy ever did get a break? What would he do?
Oh man, I think he'd probably have a digital detox for starters. He'd cut himself off from everything that essentially defines his job. He'd probably just go to like, some Caribbean island and just drink coconut water and lie in a hammock and just thank goodness that the world is still around him.
Sounds great right now. Oh, here he goes again. This interview will self-destruct in 5 seconds.
Here we go.
So before it goes, see Mission Impossible Final Reckoning because?
Because it is the biggest practical action film ever made, but at the same time, it's got the most beautiful heart, and the character stuff is so kind of nuanced and sweet. And because that's in place, that's why the action works, is because you care who it's happening to. It's such a joy to be part of this film.
Look, and the powers that be gave you 20 seconds. Nice to see you.
Thank you, man.
Cheers, mate.
Such a good guy, Simon Pegg, as is his character, Benji. A little bit stressed out for the whole series, but we all need a friend like that. He gets the job done. Hey, look at the time on Big Ben. We've got it done. Our half-hour special dedicated to all things Take a Look. It is done. See the movie Mission Impossible, Dead Reckoning, Part 2 on the biggest screen possible. And while we're traveling the globe, thank you to the people serving America, watching on AFN right now in 177 different countries and territories worldwide. That's it. I'll check you next time. I think I need to tell you to be sure and like and subscribe on YouTube. And other than that, just thanks for watching. I guess I'll get back to doing what Tom Cruise does, pretty much run while credits roll. Hey, thanks for watching. Be safe wherever you are. May all of your missions be very, very possible. How many more credits do we have? All those people working on this show? I bet they're all Emmy winners.